Hey, it's Lindsay Listansky, and we're here at day 2 of the 2016 Consumer Electronics Show. I have been so eager to have this interview, and I have the pleasure to have Ben Stagg, the CEO of Halo Smart Labs. I'm so excited to talk to you today. This product is amazing. When I was reading about it online, I was getting a little bit emotional because the story of how Ben came up with this product is just absolutely inspiring. And Ben, I would hope that you could share it with our listeners.
Absolutely. The concept for Halo was actually born out of the Joplin, Missouri tornado. My father had a very close call on that event, actually. He lives about 30 miles away from where the tornado touched down. And even though he was fortunate enough to catch a weather warning through an old radio playing in the barn, he and my stepmother barely made it to the neighbor's storm cellar in time. And by the time they got there, the storm had grown so strong that 2 grown men literally couldn't close the doors, and they watched as the storm worked its way across the farm. As we started looking at some of the reasons behind the loss of life in this tragic event, we identified communication as one of the key hurdles, and we actually set out to try and address the user behaviors and the technology hurdles that kept people from getting the information they needed when and where they needed it in an environmental disaster like that.
It's amazing. Yeah, communication during a disaster like that must just be, I can't even imagine. And I can't imagine how you were feeling in that situation. So knowing that you were in that situation, you've come up with such an amazing product, it's truly inspiring. It really is.
Thank you.
So I love the tagline on your site. We are the smoke alarm that other alarms want to be when they grow up. I think that's very clever.
Right.
So can you talk a little bit about your actual product, your smoke alarm, what it is, how it's different from other smoke alarms in a smart home?
Absolutely. So with the opportunity to really start from absolutely nothing in the design and development of this product, we wanted to address all the primary hurdles and issues people had in the category. So a lot of people don't know this. When you buy a smoke alarm, you typically choose a type of technology that protects your home, either a photoelectric or ionization sensor. And both have strengths and weaknesses. One's really good at fast-burning fires, one's really good at slow-burning fires.
I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't.
That's a fun fact.
And we thought it was a really slow compromise for people to have to make. Why would you have to pick which hazard is most likely to affect you and your family?
Right.
So we chose to create a dual sensor smoke alarm that does both carbon monoxide and smoke and fire. We included heat, humidity, barometric pressure sensors, all these environmental sensors that then feed back to a microcontroller that's measuring all these sensors all the time, and it allows it to be much more effective in identifying false alarms and reducing them, but more importantly, identifying real tragic events, potential fires in the home, and addressing them with the audio and visual communication through the device.
So you said a few things I want to touch on, and the one thing that I really want to make clear is the thing that really differentiate you guys, and I've never heard of this, is a smoke alarm that actually warns you of natural disasters. So tornado's coming, a hurricane's coming, your smoke alarm is going to help you to know that that's coming. How does that technology work? How are you getting those alerts, and what type of communication benefits are coming from that product? And then I want to get into the audio and visual sensors.
Sure. So it is a smoke alarm. It goes on your ceiling. It protects your home from fire, but you're exactly right. One of the big differences is the first device to identify that you could have a single consolidated information center in your home that can identify hazards in and around your home, whether that's a tornado, hurricane, or wildfire. It's actually able to identify broadcasts from the National Weather Service in real time based on your location and your preferences for what types of weather or emergency alerts you want to receive. And then when it identifies a broadcast that meets your criteria, it broadcasts the audio message through the house in addition to color-coded lighting signals to let you know what's going on.
And that was the thing that I wanted to talk about. So the color coding, not only does your product look really pretty, but obviously there's a meaning behind those colors. Can you talk a little bit about what the colors mean? And also, is this playing a role for homeowners with disabilities who maybe they can't hear the alarm?
Absolutely. So the visual indication is a key piece of it, as well as the connectivity features where it's able to broadcast the alerts, whether it's smoke, fire, carbon monoxide, or weather alerts directly to your mobile device, your phone or tablet. But the color coding piece of it was an important part of what came out of our consumer research, where a smoke alarm for decades has been limited to a single tone. It can make a noise, and that's all it can do. And you've got to guess whether that means, is that a false alarm? Is it dying? Is the battery going low?
Yes.
Do I have an issue? So extending it beyond the audio communications, creating a visual platform with the color coding and the pulsing and the tone and the cadence, you're able to deliver far more information than you were ever able to get before. Instead of a smoke alarm going off and all your other smoke alarms go off simultaneously, and you have to run around your house and figure out where the danger is.
That's not what you want to do when there's a fire or carbon. That's
Not at all.
what you want to be doing.
So a great example of how we use the color and cadence in the event of a fire. The device that detects smoke will actually blink red and white fastest than any other device. So it's blinking at twice the rate, and all the other devices that are relaying that information still blink, but at a slower cadence, so you can visually look and see exactly which room is presenting the hazard.
Now, you talked about one of the things that I think any homeowner can relate to, the battery on a smoke alarm dying. I know that when mine is chirping, I'm not tall enough to reach it, so I'm getting my husband to, get it. And I think that creates an unsafe environment, because think some people take it down, they don't replace the battery, and then that's really scary. I know that your batteries, I know that your product is actually hardwired to the house, but another question I had was, what happens in a natural disaster if that power is going off in the house? How do you make sure that people are still staying safe?
Absolutely. So our device is hardwired, and it has a battery backup. So the battery's rated for 10 years. It has its own protection circuits, recharging circuits. So as long as it's getting power, it'll keep the battery charged, and you're never going to get the midnight chirp.
That midnight chirp. Oh.
Absolutely, and that's science. It's not just anecdotal. People don't just think that it happens at 2 or 3 in the morning. It actually does.
Oh, it does?
It does.
I always thought it was while I just happened to be sleeping.
No, it is actually a chemical reaction based on the coldest point in the day
That's
for your
so
house.
Interesting.
But yeah, so that was again one of the primary pain points we heard from our consumers. That's the number one indicator that people need to take action in their smoke alarm. And it's always at a frustrating and inconvenient time, whether you've got to get on a ladder, especially creating an unsafe condition in the middle of the night there. So it was a key part of us to have a battery that wouldn't chirp, a battery that didn't need to be replaced. But to extend that to the weather alert piece, we had some options early on how we were going to capture the hazardous weather information. We went with the National Weather Service broadcast, because they have towers that are broadcasting for 40 miles. Most metro areas are triangulated, so you're always going to have service. And with a battery backup in our device providing 7 days of battery backup and infrastructure support on the National Weather Service, even in a total infrastructure failure, power, internet, everything goes down, you can continue to get severe weather information for up to 7 days after that, which is critical in applications like California, where we're not able to provide a viable earthquake warning system right now. But what we can do is provide information like safe evacuation routes, clean drinking water locations, or where to get medical attention.
Right. Speaking about those types of things, I know that I really admire your philanthropic efforts, and I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about your humanitarian efforts. I know you have a big trip coming up right after CES.
Absolutely. We're actually going back to Nairobi, Kenya, to meet with our partners at the American and Kenya Red Cross, as well as others, to discuss the platform we put in place earlier this year in the Makuru slums of Nairobi, Kenya. We actually designed, developed, engineered, manufactured, and deployed a ultra-low-cost connected smoke alarm in 58 days at the request of the American Red Cross.
Wow.
So that device has been up and working and demonstrating the effectiveness not just in identifying hazardous conditions, but essentially creating a drop-kick emergency warning system that allows that information to be broadcast to the Kenya Red Cross support folks, to the fire brigade, so that people can actually go out and address these situations in real time.
That's amazing. Congratulations. You're doing an
Thank
amazing
you.
job, not only with your product, but really helping others in need. Now, I see you brought your trophy case over to share with us,
We did,
and I'm
yeah.
not shocked to see these trophies. Can you talk a little bit about what you've brought here to share with us?
Absolutely. So on the right, we have the parent-tested, parent-approved, top pick CES 2016.
And I'm a mom-to-be, so
Absolutely.
I will definitely support this product.
And this is one of the most exclusive awards here at the show. So these the group there vets thousands of products at the show, and they actually hand out only 10 of these awards at the entire show.
Hey, Ben.
And we were fortunate enough to be selected. In addition, we also won the CES Innovation Award for our category here in 2016. So we're thrilled to have the love and support we've had from the show, from our vendors, from our partners, everybody involved.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're going to wrap up soon, but I know smoke alarms are just the beginning. What is next for the Halo ecosystem?
So for us, this was an exercise in the process of identifying life safety products that could be everything. No more compromises in the category. It can be functional at a level that hasn't been seen before. The connectivity and convenience don't have to come at the expense of each other, that something can be designed beautifully and become a seamless part of your home. So for us, it's about continuing to identify opportunities to genuinely save lives, both domestically and in consumer products, as well as in a global effort. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing.
Well, I think anyone that's listening to this is inspired and hopefully intrigued with your product. It's very impressive. My last question, how much does this cost, and where can someone find this product?
Absolutely. So the Halo product is $99. The Halo Plus with the weather alerts is $129. You'll be able to buy it this spring on our website, Amazon.com. Lowe's, Lowe's.com, and other various retail partners.
Awesome. Ben, thank you so much. You know how much I love your company.
My
I
pleasure.
look forward to working with you throughout the year. We are done with Ben, but we are more coming very soon. We have our next interview will be with Philips Hue, and we have tons more for the day. Thank you again for being with us,
Thank
and
you.
happy CES Day 2. For the other live interviews that we'll be having up, it'll be ces.coldwellbanker.com. Also, don't forget to follow along #CESCB. Thanks, guys.